What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Raph25-1 here with the other half of Double Feature Friday. Okay, we got another long one for you guys. Alright, we got If the Emperor Had a Podcast, Episode 0, Part 3, the final part. Alright, we're going to finish this one off. And also, yeah, this one's going to be pretty long, a little over 30 minutes, so it's not as long as the last video. Alright, so let's go.
Space Marines,
Space
7th
Marine.
edition. Kind of.
Kind of. What?
Okay, I'm going to say it right now. The 7th Codex is barely worth covering, as there is nothing new that we have not already covered yet, with the exception of some information on how they paint their armor, and that instead of Chogorian, they say Chogorisian.
But does it have the diagram?
Yes.
My perfectionism is now satiated.
Now we are moving on to the book
I remember the diagram.
of the Astronomicon.
Is that like the Necronomicon?
It does not have too much information, but it is interesting, to say the least.
Let us hear it.
The Book of the Astronomicon.
Well, first thing that sticks out is that the white scars are spelled white scars here. Like, there is no space between the white and the scars. It is all one word.
Was there a space to begin with?
Well, yes. There's always been a space between the two words.
Okay.
I think I remember there not being one.
Then you are remembering it wrong, Father.
Pretty sure I am right, especially considering this book is saying it too.
Every single other book has recorded it with a space.
Yes, but one book also said the white scars had no dreadnoughts.
But that makes sense. This does not.
It totally does.
What?
Right,
Move on.
They're gonna argue
The
about
other
this.
books are clearly flawed, while this one will present the truth as it is.
Well, it says that the White Scars chapter of Space Marines have acquired a fearsome reputation both amongst the enemies of the Imperium and its citizens.
Makes sense. Hey boy,
Oh, what, my lord? Yes?
do you find the idea of motorbike riding head chopping off mustachioed savages frightening?
My lord, I don't know what a motorbike is.
I will take this as a yes.
I would take
Next, it
this-
says
yes.
that the White Scars are organized in a classic fashion which forms the basis for all Marine chapters. Apparently.
This is the opposite of true.
Hey now, you all said this was a Codex compliant chapter. It is technically correct.
That the white scars of all the chapters form the basis for all Marine chapters is, well...
True, considering this book said so. Move on, next.
Oh god.
Like most chapters, the White Scars are fiercely proud of their heritage and history, and, troopers and officers alike wear their badge with honor and distinction. Troopers and officers.
No other book informed us about the fact that the White Scars used rank names, like troopers and officers, in
True.
amongst their loony tribal made-up names, like Khans and Brotherhoods and Storm Seers. Very respectable.
This book makes it sound like the White Scars are guardsmen.
Just because guardsmen are doing something correctly does not mean you Astartes cannot do that exact something correctly too.
Next, it says that the White Scars have been instrumental in achieving many important Imperial victories, such as their wanton destruction in the battle against the, Tyrannid, spelled with two N's here, High Fleet Behemoth, in year 745, Millennium 41.
Is it Behemoth or
Then
Behemoth?
goes on to state that this is, strangely enough, the only action the White Scars have taken against these, foul servants of Coas. Oh.
I was never told the Tyrannids were servants of Coas.
They're not.
This is most enlightening.
My lord, I am not sure the Tyranids are even capable of emotion.
Good
Nonsense.
question, actually,
It must
though.
be true, because this book said so.
Starting to sound like a preacher.
For over 2,000
Oh.
years, the White Scars were assigned to policing the Kolar Circle, which comprised a densely packed cluster of systems towards the galactic center.
I assume this is close to the Maelstrom, because that is what the White Scars are doing. Making sure no invaders from the Maelstrom breach into real space.
Apparently, this Kolar Circle is close to the domains of the Orc Warlords. As in, not an Orc Warlord or some Orc Warlords, but the Orc Warlords.
Why have you not destroyed these ORK warlords yet?
ORK
They
warlords.
clearly pose a threat, and the White Scars can clearly not do it alone.
Because there is no such threat.
You will eat those words.
One does not eat words.
Contrary to what Lord Adorable said, the White Scars are currently on a counter-revolutionary tour of the mining system of Rad Ox.
That is a very good name for a mining system.
And since they are a mobile
Rad
chapter,
Ox?
they can do this easily, apparently having their headquarters in a vast space barge/monastery called Constantius.
So whatever happened to Quanzhou?
I knew a fortress city with both a macro laser and a magical forest was too good to be true.
My lord. The Index's Astartes claimed that you yourself were in Quanzhou.
I might as well have been in the Constantius as far as I know. I was probably really high at the time.
Really high. Nice, man. You don't remember
This
shit,
book
man.
also
He's high
says
off his
that there is
ass.
an unusually high number of astropaths and navigators attached to the chapter. The latter including a large number of full space marines, although these marines are rarely committed to battle.
Inventive. I like it.
That is dumb.
Stop being so pessimistic.
Making full space marines incapable of warfare by setting them on full duty as navigator is a waste of initiates, organs, and gene seed, and ends up in a severely less efficient battle brother in all accounts.
Navigators are very important to space travel.
True.
Having them be less easy targets and of stronger mind makes them both more effective at their job, and
Wow,
drastically
that's a good
decreases
point.
chances
That's-
of losing navigators and bus warp jump capability.
Navigators are easily replaceable compared to gene seed, and assassinations of navigators are incredibly rare. This is a clear waste.
You failed to realize that.
Father, stop defending this dumb book. It is clearly wrong.
No, you are dumb and wrong.
Stop.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes. No. Yes.
No.
No. Yes.
Shut
No.
the
Yes. No.
fuck
Yes. Whoa.
Ow.
As to continue on,
Damn. He
also
spoke back
says
to the
that
Emperor
White
and Lord
Scars are
Adorable.
remarkable for their tenacity and courage.
See, that makes sense.
It also says immediately after that the same could be said of other chapters.
So they are basically saying that the White Scars are not remarkable at all.
How humble.
Next up, they are covering a unit unique to the White Scars called the Soul Drinkers.
Another thing the other books did not cover at all.
No. This is ludicrous. The Soul Drinkers are not a White Scars unit.
It says that the Soul Drinkers are a special assault group of veteran hand-to-hand combat specialists, all having the champion status. They are drawn from the ranks of the normal companies and represent those Marines that have been particularly successful over the course of previous battles. The Soul Drinkers have full company status, but rarely have more than 3 squads extant and do not have any higher officers. Only sergeants, reporting directly to chapter command.
If anything, this would be even more proof that the White Scars are indeed not Codex compliant in the least.
This record is very bad. The Soul Drinkers are a Space Marine chapter, one that is under my heraldry. The White Scars do not have a company under that name, nor would they deliberately organize it so that it only has 3 squads at a time and no captain. I refuse to believe any of this.
How about you tell that Soul Drinkers chapter to change their name? The White Scars are first founding, so they get first priority on names.
The Imperial Fists are also first founding, and the Soul Drinkers are my successors, so I will not do this.
I might just do it myself then.
No.
No.
In other
No.
news,
Oh,
these White
shit,
Scars
man.
also have a specially upgraded squad called the Cobra Squad. These are equipped with jump packs, and it's under the direct command of the company lieutenant, and will be supported by jump pack equipped medics.
Equipping your medics with jump packs is quite a good idea if you attach them to a jump pack squad.
They are called apothecaries, not medics.
Medic is faster to say, which fits
True.
the White Scars perfectly.
True.
Bad
Actually,
record.
that's
Bad.
very true.
Company lieutenant isn't faster than saying, or even is a company lieutenant in the Space Marine chapter. Is it a captain? Something under captain?
Whatever it is, it must serve a good role, since they elected to have them.
Right, that is it for this record.
It was the best one.
It was the worst one.
We will now move on to the last record we have available, which is, of course, The Hunt for Voldorius.
The Hunt for Voldorius.
Dorius. I like the way they announced the books. That's
We
cool.
will now move on to the last record we have available, which is, of course, well, The Hunt for Voldorius.
Now, what is worth mentioning about this record, right off the bat, is the fact that it is very odd.
Totally.
Odd.
The events recorded within the pages of this tome are so specific, so daunting in their attention to detail, that it is almost as if it was written by a creature of omnipotent knowledge.
It is like a story out of some fantastical tome of fables, containing such insight that it could only have been recorded and written by an external figure, which is impossible. Yet, it seems like it is.
Yes, the events are
Yes.
covered very thoroughly, so we will
Yes.
quickly summarize what happened in the story itself. The events have apparently been recorded by a figure known as Anwaihuari. It chronicles the story of Corsaro Khan,
Who is of course the one we follow through the record, because he is the only White Scar that seems to be worth mentioning.
Yes. He has
Okay.
just been sent out on a hunt to chase down the vile demon Voldorius, so that his head may be brought to the Hall of Skies and encased in living silver. His name
What the hell is
struck with the
living
scroll of
silver?
vengeance.
Is that just like
After
molten
more
silver?
than a decade of hunting, Corsaro Khan finally caught up with his prey on the planet of Quintus in 871 Millennium 41, on which the White Scars landed to silently infiltrate enemy territory, avoiding notice until the time was right. That is also when they met the Raven Guard, led by Kaivan Shrike, who was captain of the Raven Guard's third company at the time.
Who were hiding without having reported to nearby chapters.
In the 5th Codex, it mentioned that the Raven Guard were fighting Night Lords on Quintus when the White Scars found them, but, no Night Lords were found in this record, only Alpha Legionnaires.
Perhaps it was Alpha Legionnaires dressed up as Night Lords.
Perhaps it was Night Lords dressed up as Alpha Legionnaires.
Trixie Flugers, they're like ratlings, bloody.
Now, apparently,
What
the
the
Raven
hell?
Guard and the White Scars have a rivalry spanning back millennia. This is, according to page 61 of the 6th Codex, due to the Raven Guard and their solitary nature. They are not given to unnecessary conversation, with a habit of withholding comments from allies and meeting repeated questioning with nothing but cold, black-eyed gazes. This
Okay.
behavior does not sit
Cool,
well
I like
with many
that.
of their brother chapters, especially the White Scars, who are
talk a
brash
lot?
and outspoken, so the two chapters therefore carry a mutual mistrust dating back a long time.
Like father, like son.
Opposites attract.
I do not think you understand how fitting that statement is, Father.
Of course I do. I always say things that fit the current situation well.
Nevertheless, the Raven Guard and White Scars decided to team up no matter the rivalry, and did so to great effect. The entire planet of Quintus, including its leaders, had fallen under Voldorius' thrall. A slew of traitorous troopers came at the White Scars and Raven Guard, including a Baneblade. But the two chapters
whatever the hell that
persevered,
is.
and in the end stormed the capital city of Mankara, in which Voldorius stood planning, preparing a ritual for his next big murder.
Can we talk shortly
Ritual?
about Voldorius himself?
Of course, just refrain from puking all over.
Voldorius is hilarious. His mere existence is hilarious. The fact that he is a demon prince is hilarious. He is living proof that the Coas gods have awful talent, scouts. First off, the only
Damn,
reason
burn,
he even
man.
became a demon prince is because he got a hold of the so-called Blood Tide, which is a stream of nanotech robots from the Dark Age of technology designed to infiltrate bloodstreams of up to billions of individuals at once. He used this to spill an entire quadrant's worth of blood,
Damn.
instantly promoting him to demon prince, even though
That's
he
it, huh?
barely did anything other than, essentially, planting a seed.
The
Damn.
Blood Tide was interesting. It apparently gained sentience after murdering all those people, begging to
Uh-oh.
be killed by flames before Voldorius could cheap out some more kills with it by having it integrated into a woman he kidnapped.
Yes, her name was Malia Lenore, a junior officer and part of the planet's resistance forces. Voldorius saw potential in her and kidnapped her to make her his equerry. He failed, seeing as an
What?
equerry only is an equerry if said equerry is a loyal subject. She was not.
which
Oh,
either
okay.
speaks to how strong this mortal was, or how pathetic Voldemort is.
A little from
Speaking
column
of
A, a little
which,
from
I
column
would
B.
also like to point out that, while Voldemort was teleporting to the planet via teleportarium, he was almost killed by a team of unorganized rebels that had managed to infiltrate his headquarters.
Damn.
Upon transitioning,
Okay, that's
the
just fail,
resistance
man.
team
That is epic
detonated
fail.
explosives and destroyed the ancient teleportarium. This opened up a warp rift through which Voldemort was almost completely blown into, his molecular structure violently decomposing, as the winds of damnation ripped through his body. He was little more than a scorched skeleton before his servant, Nullus, cut the cords of the teleportarium and closed the rift. If this happened to any other demon prince, he would be laughed at and demoted to demon peasant for such a pathetic display. Which might just
Demon
be why
peasant.
he has no demon serving him, with the exception of Nullus, who was most likely only there to kill white scars.
Hey, remember how Voldorius did not kill a single person in this entire record?
Oh, yes, I was getting to that. In the
True.
5th Codex, it says that Voldemort slew many a Marine during his last stand against the White Scars and Raven Guard. This is a lie. He did not directly kill a single person in this entire record. His servants
Not
did.
directly.
Nullus did. Everyone did. Except Voldemort. He does.
Dude.
What Voldemort did do, however, was the following. 1. Get spurned by the blood tide. 2. Kidnap that Malia Elnor mortal who would constantly reject his advances. 3.
You suck.
Be close to banished by an unstructured rebel militia. 4. Bridge the age-old gap between two rival chapters. And 5. Getting people nauseous with his presence, having
Nauseous
them
with
almost
presence.
vomit on his shoes. Capping this off, his army consisted of 99.9% mortals forced to do his bidding, and they clearly did a substandard job under their new ruler, considering it was a whole planet's worth of soldiers. And they still did not manage to repel mere 2 companies worth of Marines. In fact, the only true threat in this
Damn.
story was the Coash champion, Nullus.
Nullus was a beast in comparison. While in the form of an Alpha Legionnaire and Voldorius' right hand,
Pause
he
on
managed
that.
to reap an imperial toll and present us with a genuinely unnerving presence. He wielded a weapon that sucked the power out of war gear it clashed against, making
Oh.
power weapons practically useless. And
Nice.
especially striking
High-tier
to see
weapon.
was when he made example of that one loyal guardsman, challenging him to a duel, getting our hopes up, praying that he might actually even as much as dent his armor, showing the true might of the Imperial Guard, much like Pius himself did, and then getting his weapon sapped and mercilessly slaughtered.
Nullus was also apparently a demon called Kagajaga, originally from Chigoris,
What?
banished from the planet by Jaghatai himself. With these origins, he knew of the White-Scars cultures, traditions, tactics, and weaknesses, specifically their dumb
Ooh.
battle cant. Speaking of which, we should talk about their dumb battle cant.
They're
Right,
dumb
so
battle.
let us go over that, and whatever else we learned from this specific book that was not mentioned anywhere in the codexes and whatever. First of all, battle cant. When sending orders, telling one another what to do or what their status is.
They use nonsensical quasi-poetic phrases like the north wind turns and noon, the remhound strikes, just so that no one except themselves can understand what they
That's
are talking
code.
about.
That's actually smart to
Yes,
do.
that is correct. Battle cant is described as an efficient form of communications in battle, using descriptive shorthands that draw the eye to specific terrain features, ones that only someone on Chagores would fully understand, as
That
it relies heavily
is
on
quite
cultural
intelligent.
references, of course.
The White Scars are a bit too into their culture. Not only is it their thing for
But it
fast
doesn't work
and
with
their
anybody
dumb
else.
battle cant, but it is also stuff like their storm seers casting augur bones to see outcomes of battle, which is the kind of shit Eldrad and his Farseer boy band does. Neither do they employ torture due to it being anathema to a warrior's honor, basing it upon Jaghatai murdering all tribes that made use of such methods of extortion. They prioritize honoring the past before general efficiency.
Well, all those things considered, are you saying battle cant is a bad strategy, sir?
Absolutely not. I am only saying that it is incredibly silly, and that they are fetishizing their culture excessively. But using cryptic cipher language based on references only they understand is wise. The reason why the Silent Sisterhood's different sign languages have merit as well. Many more should employ their own. In fact, why do more Space Marine chapters not do it?
Good
I
question.
do not know, sir. Perhaps they do, but we are not aware. Certainly their successors would at least use it.
Actually, I am the Mother Kraken Emperor, and thus I hereby decree that all planets invent their own cryptic language for their forces to use in battles. Actually, no.
That's pretty
even
smart,
better.
actually.
Each individual squad, be it a Space Marine squad, a Guardsman squad, a Rattling Sniper squad, whatever it may be, are highly encouraged to come up with their very own cryptic language to use in battle wholly based on inside jokes and references.
Inside jokes and references.
Why specifically inside jokes and references?
Because hostile outsiders will not understand and will be increasingly annoyed that they do not, and as a result,
Yeah,
will end up
increasingly
throwing
annoyed.
hissy fits over it. It is what you call psychological warfare.
Do you not reckon that this
you call that
strategy would
trolling.
be confusing for other squads if they work closely together?
Not if
True.
the regiment in and of itself has its own cryptic language to use in such a situation. Or if, well, you know, they stopped using a cryptic language based on the situation, going back to the basics, like they do right now.
Logistical errors would no doubt crop up as a result of this.
Not if the commissars do their job. If the White Scars
Yeah, here's
can
the problem
employ
right
the
there.
tactic chapter-wide, single squads should be able to do it too.
Now that I think about it, we just talked about this cryptic cipher language plan openly in a public channel. We even covered the White Scar's efficient use of it and how it works. Considering this Voxcast is public, perhaps that was a bad idea?
Yeah.
Good thing I have a contingency plan. The editorium serfs shall cut this part out before the Voxcast's wider publication. This segment shall be exclusively heard in the Imperial Palace, where it should be safe, assuming you tossers have done your job properly.
They
Well,
haven't.
no
They really
Harlequins
haven't.
have invaded for a while now, so we should be good.
Also, moving on from this slightly, one thing I noticed about these books is, well, let us do a test. What do you call something from Chogoris?
Of poor quality.
No,
Of poor
sir,
quality.
I mean,
Burn!
what is the word you use for something from Chogoris?
Chogori.
Sugarician.
Alright,
Either one.
most interesting.
Either one would
This
work.
book says it is Chogoran, but each one you used has also been recorded as being correct.
What does the Book of the Astronomicon say about this?
Nothing, sir.
I shall call it Constantinian.
That is objectively incorrect.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, let us move on. Whew, I believe that is more or less it, actually. These were the functions and history of the White Scars Space Marine chapter. What is your final opinion on them, my master?
While their mobility is more reckless a tactic, and they might want to believe, they are no doubt skilled at what they do.
True.
Their
Very
strange
true.
rituals and semi-religiousness is worrying, and, as far as I see it, has inhibited them from working with full effectiveness. Them working as hunter-killer teams and shock troops is more than excellent, however, and their ability to seek out specific targets is more than commendable. The only thing I would demand they do is use this talent to focus not on enemies that have slighted them, but enemies that are a threat to the Imperium at large.
Excellent point.
And I am happy to say that I now know exactly what their purpose is in my grand plan. Otherwise, I wish you, indentured listeners, to take the
Indentured
White
listeners.
Scars as an example of
God.
what knowledge in the hunt for the Imperium's best interests will bring you. Brotherhood, honor, and courage,
Okay.
and speedweed.
And
speedweed.
scars in your face.
And scars
Shut
on
up.
your face. And
Now,
speedweed.
we will be going on to our
Speedweed.
next segment for a quick while. See, while we have been broadcasting this, we have received a whole slew of questions from citizens of the Imperium, and I thought it prudent to read a few for you.
Oh no.
Oh
Not
no.
this again.
Questions and
Hey,
answers
they didn't cover up
segment.
with censored.
I shall read the first question for you, sir.
Uh-oh.
Oh, mighty Omnissiah, we of the Forge World of God Sector would petition to know what your eye patch does. It glows with a pleasing light and is gloriously integrated into your unfortunately otherwise unmodified skull, but does it have any other function? It was not there when you were so rudely and almost terminally interrupted in your rule of the Imperium, and none of our colleagues on Mars will tell us what it does. Archimagos Klaus, Forge World, God Sector?
I only recently figured out that it has a myriad of purposes.
He recently
My
figured this
visor
out.
allows me to display pic feeds, look at streams of data downloaded through my input cables, turn on a flashlight,
Nice.
and
Ooh.
play virtual reality games,
Awesome.
albeit only on one eye. It also lights
Nice.
up every time I speak for some reason.
Actually, my lord, it does not do that anymore.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
My life-sustaining contraptions are starting to suffer from atrophy in a very serious manner. I demand a new visor. Actually, get me two. I still do not understand why I only have one.
Very well, sir. As for the next question. My glorious Emperor, I, Cardinal Bucephalus, have just received a rather unique pict cast. It consists of Ecclesiarch Decius 13. 23?
23.
Tearing
23.
the conclave a new asshole and declaring you the
New
man emperor
asshole.
of mankind. While a rather abrupt shift in religious doctrine isn't a cause for my question, instead it was Decius's change in voice. You see, I often listen to his speeches and sermons for inspiration for my own, and such a radical change from his normal, rough tone to something stronger during that great oration led me to this thought. Is Decius becoming an imperial saint? If so, his revelations will be much more agreeable to both the common man and the more stubborn members of the ecclesiarchy. Your faithful servant, Cardinal Bucephalus, 9 of Gethalamore. Gethalamore. It's not 9, it's 11. Oops.
It's
The
11.
answer shall be left intentionally vague.
Why?
Why
Whether
not?
or not I had anything to do with curing his diseased mind and throat with my man Vinelight, I shall leave ambiguous.
That you know
Okay.
this event in the first place speaks to the assumption that you are indeed involved.
Quiet. Do not ruin the magic.
Do not ruin the
Magic had
magic.
nothing to do with it. I think.
Very vague.
I
Just
think-
like the term saint.
There you go.
What
very
exactly
vague.
does he mean by saint?
The Adeptus Ministorum has throughout the years declared some people as saints for having done some great and extravagant deed in your name. In many of these cases, the deed performed was said to have been inspired by your will.
Like, when you say inspired, what do you mean? They took inspiration from my example, or what?
That you
Also
spoke to them.
inspired in a literal sense, as illogical as that may be. Through the magic of faith, your incorporeal will reached them and told them what to do. Pretty sure that is what they mean.
I see.
Considering there
I
are pieces
suppose the
floating
question
around, that's
makes
a
sense.
possibility.
In the most senseless way imaginable, of course. No need to go out and call him something so sycophantic as saint, though. Better yet would be to call him a bright contender for the position of Manclesiarch. Next question.
Right, next up. Oi, bone bag.
An orc.
Who's got some handsome pearly whites ye got in that skull of yours? How about a trade? Captain Bad Ruck.
What?
What?
What does this mean? What did you even say?
I believe that was orc speak.
Yeah, it was. What the hell?
Impossible.
How
There
the hell
are
did
no
he...
RKS on Terra. Right.
Maybe?
I refuse to believe that. Damn. Let me just shoot
I gotta
don't
make a
believe an
call.
orc could possibly have been allowed to take a step on Terra's soil again, my master.
What do you mean, again?
Yeah, there was a thing.
You mind checking the skies to see if Terra's got a second wound again? Thank
What are you talking
second
about, you
wound again.
larvae enthusiasts?
Do not worry, sir.
I am very
The time that
worried.
guy attacked Earth with a
Please let this
weaponized
next
moon.
question calm you. O mighty man emperor of mankind. This question has plagued our planet for long, having split the populace into two, and we have been through 52 civil wars by now.
Damn.
Billions have died over theological debate over this matter. Laws have been created and overturned, and even ecclesiarchy has been
This is gonna
unable
be
to
something
answer
stupid.
our question. Some of us have grown very tired of this debate and the bloodshed that accompanies it, but as an important matter of
How do you
public health,
poop?
it needs to be answered. I humbly request you could answer our simple question so that we may finally lay down arms and join together in harmony under your wisdom. When you brought our planet, Eridanus V, back to the Imperial fold during the Great Crusade, you gave our governor an order. However, that order has been lost to time, and we have been unable to solve the mystery until now. We wish you to reaffirm your order so that we may follow it to the letter and stop this bloodshed. Was your order to hold Taco Tuesday or Taco Thursday?
Oh.
The rebels currently besieging our capital say it is Thursday, but who the hell has tacos on Thursday? Clearly, it was a Tuesday. Yes, I
That's
agree.
true.
Yours,
Tuesday is a
Planetary
very
Governor
sacred
Maximilian
day.
Masaki Kraut, 34?
34.
The answer is simple. Taco Friday.
Excellent choice.
That cannot be.
Yeah.
You must eat the taco upon a day that starts with the T.
True.
The alliteration is very important.
Nonsense. Friday is the day upon which one consumes the taco with the most fervor, as the day which was sanctioned as the official get-off work day in ancient times. It must be prepared upon a Friday to celebrate the coming of free times through the joyous consumption of the delicious taco dish.
No, the taco is delicious, but it
True.
is eaten on a Tuesday, not only for the sake of funny alliterations, but also to boost the optimism and spirit amongst the common working folk of the Imperium, knowing they are allowed such a delicious treat on a cold, gray weekday.
I do not like to use this word, as you well know, but that is just straight up heresy. You cannot disgrace the extravagant taco by eating it on such a malevolently depressing
Actually,
day. Eating a taco is to
Rogel
celebrate
/ Lord
freedom and
Adorable is
happiness.
correct.
Half the delicious flavor of the taco stems from those said concepts.
You are a hypocrite, Father. Having the freedom to eat it on a day such as Tuesday is what true freedom and happiness entails.
The notion that freedom and happiness can be attained on a workday is a logical contradiction.
I believe not, Father. During the Great Crusade, I remember that you found me on a Tuesday. It was the happiest moment of my life.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
But we did not dine on tacos in celebration.
No, we had turkey.
Ooh,
It
turkey.
was delicious.
See, Father is always right, Rogel.
Turkey tacos.
Oh.
How fucking dare you, Rogel? You told me those breads were Nwiddian pita breads.
I lied.
Oh.
Goodness.
No. This cannot be. Do you never tell lies? How could you do this?
You cannot accept the truth, Father. Taco Tuesday is the true path.
I have
Yes,
not felt this
yes,
betrayed
yes.
since flippin' Horus.
Dear
Dude.
listeners, spread the word of the Tuesdays of tacos.
Nice.
I, adorable, shall lead you on the true path to salvation.
Nice.
No, do not listen to the lies of this heathen. Fridays of freedom are the only true choice. Make your staunch, unwavering loyalty to Taco Friday known. This heresy cannot go unchallenged.
Did we forget about Thursday?
Thursday is Pancake Day.
This is true.
Very true.
It's overrated. I personally like fajitas better.
What are you?
Fajitas
Now all
are-
2.0. Stop
Fajitas
being the
are
contrarian
awesome.
for the sick of it, or I will have
Just
you
like my
taken
garlic
out
bread
back and
recipe, I do
mysteriously
have a decent
disappear as
recipe
well.
for fajitas too. It's
Tuesday is the
delicious.
only
My
true
mom taught it to
taco
me.
day.
Friday is the way. Do not stray from the true path.
And thus, a new epoch has begun. A new treachery that shall split the galaxy in twain.
Dornian heresy.
The Dornian heresy has begun.
Nice. Tacos. Here we go, guys. All done with episode 0 of like 3. Anyway, yeah, because I know there's 0, then 1, 2, and 3, so there's like 4 in reality. I don't know why they called it 0. This episode 0. That makes no sense. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That ending was pretty funny, but it's true. I'm sorry, but Rogel / Lord Adorable is correct. Tuesday is the day where one has the tacos. It is Taco Tuesday, right? And yes, they were both right about Thursday. Thursday is Pancake Day. Anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share this video on social media, help the channel grow, guys. Still aiming for that 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Come on, guys. I know we can do it. I know we can pull this off. It's going to be awesome. And of course, click on the link to the original down in the description. Get down to Bravo Alpha Buse's site and give him a like on the original video and subscribe to him if you haven't yet, because he deserves so many more subscribers. I can't wait for the next episode of Text to Speech. I'll see you guys next time. Tune in every day for new content. Bye-bye.